tiny island on a remote lake. It really doesn't get much better than that. We're camping out in our homemade floating cabin, and winter definitely seems to be knocking on the door. So come along for a day and night out on the water as we take in the beauty of the North Woods from our own private island. This is Tiny Cabin Life. We're in the Chippewa National Forest in northern Minnesota. About a quarter of the forest is made up of water. And that is where our adventure takes us today. We're going to be spending the day and night in our boat cabin, which is a small little structure that I built on top of a standard fishing boat. Now, in the past, I've primarily used this thing in the summertime, but I did build it to be used in colder weather as well. And with temperatures dipping below freezing tonight, we'll certainly be putting it to the test. We're heading out on an undeveloped lake, meaning there are no houses, cabins, or developments really of any kind. It's been left primarily wild and fairly secluded as well. Scattered throughout the lake is a chain of islands. They not only provide a dramatic backdrop for our adventure today, but one of them will serve as our home tonight as well. Well, we are back out in the boat cabin, and it feels really, really good, although it is freezing out here. As you can see, it's currently 42 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's going to drop down below freezing tonight. You can see it's going to get down to 31, which is easily the coldest temperatures that we'll have ever experienced in this cabin before. But honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. The beauty of this space is the fact that I can completely close it down. So as you can see, I have the windshields up. I also put up the two side windows, and I can even cover that back wall. And I even brought a heater with plenty of propane, so we're going to really be able to just cozy up inside the cabin, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun despite the frigid temperatures. Dear God, thank you for this time to be out on the water for at least one last night before winter. Bless this food. Amen. Well, soup season is back, and I am really, really glad, because there's nothing quite like a hot stew when you're out in the cold, and they're also super easy to heat up like this, so it's a win-win for me. Just some good old-fashioned steak and potato. Nothing fancy, but man, oh man, it's delicious. All right, we're gonna hook Ellie up with a little bit here too. Well, it's pretty convenient to be able to just rinse out our dishes right here in the lake. I'm not using this pot or the ladle again on this trip, but at least it's going to be all rinsed out, so when I get it home, it'll be easy to wash. Well, I think with lunch out of the way, we're gonna head to shore, get this girl off the boat, let her stretch her legs a little bit, and we'll take a little hike into the woods. It's gonna feel good to go for a stroll, plus we're gonna be on this boat all night, so might as well take advantage of the daylight while we have it. When we're moving, I like to have the windshields open and even the side windows clear too, just for emergency exits. You never know, and it's good to have that peace of mind that we'll be able to exit the boat if we need to in a hurry.
We pulled up to shore at a dispersed campsite that's here on the edge of the lake. It's a really nice site with gorgeous views in every direction, and of course all the essentials that you would want at a camp. Ellie and I are wearing blaze orange when we're on shore so that we're visible to hunters who might be out in the woods. Different hunting seasons last for a couple of months here in Minnesota, and so it's very important to be careful and cautious when out in the woods.
So I think what we're gonna do here is hike over to a small lake that we've never been to before. There's another one that I've hiked to multiple times, and it's very pretty, but we might as well check out something new and try this other trail here. Ooh, hey, check out the deer tracks. See that? Come right through here. And that might be Ellie or some other small mammal. Very interesting though, you can see them all right in this area here. Okay, that right there is an Ellie track. She just stepped there. And so is that one over there. Oh man, and yeah, you can see that other track right next to it. That is way smaller and definitely not Ellie. Must be like a raccoon or something like that. Very cool to see so many different tracks all in one spot. All right, here is the lake.
Small lakes like this are very common to find here in the Chippewa. As I mentioned before, a significant portion of this forest is made up of water. And with 925 miles of streams and roughly 400,000 plus acres of wetlands, you're bound to stumble upon a body of water like this almost everywhere you turn.
Well, this is certainly a pretty lake. I love seeing all the white pines surrounding it. It almost looks like they're standing guard, you know, looking out over the water. And it's really cool how you have this wetland bog area where we are right here. If you look, it's incredibly spongy, and it actually sends ripples out into the lake when you walk or bounce around like that. Almost makes you feel like we're on a floating, you know, carpet or something. It's kind of what it is in a way. Ellie tried to go swimming, but she found out really quickly that once you step off of the bog, it just goes straight down. So she was like, nope, I'm not doing that. The sun's already starting to go down, which is just crazy. But that means we better head back to the boat so we can go get to an island. The side windows on because we're just jetting over to an island over there. Be nice and quick. All right, everybody, we're gonna take a quick pause here so I can tell you about the new food that we've been trying out with Ellie. It's called The Pet's Table, and it's a personalized pet food service that is brought to you by HelloFresh. High quality nutritional food is very important for every dog, but especially Ellie as she gets older. I love the variety that they offer. You can either go with fresh human grade food, or you can go with a gently air dried option, which is what I decided to go with for Ellie, mainly because we spend so much time out in the backcountry away from a refrigerator. Each plan is catered specifically to your dog's needs and provides a complete and balanced diet. And it's made right here in the US without artificial flavors, colors, or added fillers. The air-dried plan that we're using is 40% more affordable than most fresh frozen options. And the food is formulated with an on-staff board-certified vet nutritionist. Oh yeah, and they also offer supplements for extra joint and digestive support. Ellie's been really enjoying the Pet's Table. It's definitely helping with her longevity as she enjoys every single moment out in the woods. She really seems to be maintaining her youthful energy, and she's got the softest coat imaginable. There's a 100% money-back guarantee on the 2-week trial box, so you can make sure it's a good fit for you and your dog before fully committing. Help your dog live its best life with high-quality food from the Pet's Table. You can take advantage of this exclusive offer. Get 55% off your first box, plus 20% off your second. Just click the link below or go to thepetstable.com and use code TCL55. That's thepetstable.com, code TCL55.
Now that we're set up at the island, it's time to kick back and relax for the night. Because the sun is already setting, I'm going to have a little campfire up here and then head back into the cabin later to make dinner.
This sunset is out of this world. I don't think I saw one like this all summer. There's just so much color. I gotta say, it feels pretty good to be sitting around a fire in the absolute middle of nowhere. There's definitely something extra special about camping out on an island. You just feel that much more secluded, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you are. It's very, very peaceful. Well, I think I'm going to head into the cabin for dinner soon. Believe it or not, it's only like 6:30 right now, which is just nuts. I'm not ready for the darkness. This has been really, really nice, though. And I'm looking forward to relaxing in the cabin, too.
Now that we're essentially in the cabin for the night, it's time to make some dinner.
All right, I have some ravioli here with added ground beef. Of course, there is sauce in there, and I sprinkled some cheese on top. And I do have this Asiago bread to go along with it as well. Just phenomenal. I had to add some extra meat because I knew I was going to be really, really hungry after the day. Gonna go for the bread dip here. Solid.
Picture of the crew of the spaceship E-89. Captain Ross, Lieutenant Mason, Lieutenant Carter. 3 men who in a matter of minutes will be plunged into the darkest nightmare reaches of the Twilight Zone.
This is so awesome. I cannot believe how well the projector is working in here. It just sits on the bench there and it fits the back wall just perfectly. I've never seen this episode before, but it really seems like a good one. The heater's roaring, so it's just toasty in here. It's pretty incredible. All right, it is finally time to get some shut-eye. It's pretty cold out. I want to say it's definitely in the 30s right now. Once I turned off that heater, it started to get cold in here pretty quickly. So I'm going to get snug in my sleeping bag here. Ellie's got her blanket, so we should be nice and toasty warm. And then when we wake up in the morning, we'll fire on the heater again, and we'll get this place nice and cozy. But until then, I'm going to get some sleep. We'll see you first thing in the morning. Good night. Good morning, everybody. It is very cozy in here now that we got that heater going. That thing is so nice. Just kind of sitting here enjoying this coffee, and I noticed as it was getting lighter out that it's really foggy out there. Wow. That's pretty incredible. Well, the fog is definitely clearing up. You can see that we've got some blue skies ahead of us, so I think it's about time we push off from the island here and make our way back to the landing. Tell you what though, it is cold. Really not looking forward to turning off that heater and opening the windows. All right, let's hope this thing starts. All right. Goodbye, home. You were very good to us. Yeah, we do still have quite a bit of fog out here, so I'm gonna have to be careful for sure. I'm also gonna bust out my map because this lake has very narrow channels and we have to take one or two of them to get back to the landing. So we're approaching the channel now. It's narrow and shallow, so I'm gonna slow down a little bit. Look at all this stuff. I believe these are all dead lily pads. I wonder if that's a normal part of the changing of seasons out here on a lake. I would imagine it is, because this is all going to be frozen very, very soon. All right, we're through the channel. Next stop is the landing. All right, we made it.
This was easily one of my favorite adventures that I've taken in a very long time. It felt really good to just simplify things a bit. Hop in one of our cabins and see where life takes us.
I want to give a special shout out to our patrons who generously donate to our channel here, but again, all of you who watch, we're so grateful for you. It's a dream to be able to come out and do this on a weekly basis, and I'm just very humbled and honored to be able to do it and bring you all along with me. It seems like the cold weather is here to stay, and we've got so many adventures coming up in our tiny cabins and beyond, so make sure you come back because we got a lot of fun stuff down the road. But with that, it's time for me to get home and see the girls. We'll see you guys next week. God bless.